In a chemical plant in eastern China, a gray powder is being packed into steel drums. Workers barely glance at it. It doesn't look like much. It isn't rare. There's enough of it buried across the planet, in salt lakes and hard rock, to last for centuries. It isn't even valuable, not until it's refined, and that single step changes everything. And whoever controls that refining controls the 21st century. The cars, the phones, the power grids, all of them run through this one gray powder. Modern life, quietly, depends on it. This is the story of the most important war you've never heard of. It's fought in factories and spreadsheets, in ports and chemistry labs. No armies march, no borders change hands, no shots are ever fired. And by the time most of the world realized it was happening, it was already over. One country had quietly won, before the rest of the world even understood there was a battle being fought at all. To understand the war, you have to understand the prize. Lithium is the lightest metal on Earth, light enough to float on water, reactive enough to ignite in open air. For a century, almost no one cared. It sat in textbooks and camera batteries and little else. Then the world decided to electrify. Every electric car needs roughly 8 kilograms of it, every phone a few grams. Slowly, then quickly, demand began to climb. But the real explosion came from somewhere almost no one predicted. Not cars, data centers, the vast warehouses of machines running the internet and artificial intelligence, humming day and night, never allowed to go dark. In 2025 alone, demand for grid batteries jumped 51% in a single year, driven by the enormous, relentless power appetite of artificial intelligence. The machines learning to think need somewhere to store their electricity, day and night, without fail. And so a metal nobody wanted became the foundation of $2 trillion industries at once. Demand didn't rise, it detonated. Here's where almost everyone gets the story wrong. When we picture a resource war, we picture mines, deserts, drills, flags planted in the dirt. We ask a simple question: who owns the ground? But lithium in the ground is nearly worthless. It has to be refined, cooked, and treated into battery-grade chemicals of almost impossible purity, through a process that is dirty, complex, and dangerous. Almost no country wanted that pollution. So, while the West argued about mining, China made a quieter bet. It didn't rush to own the deserts, it built the refineries, hundreds of them. It poured in decades of state money, cheap power, and armies of engineers, until refining lithium became something it simply did better and cheaper than anyone else on Earth. Today, China mines only a small fraction of the world's lithium, but it refines around 70% of it. The digging happens everywhere. The control sits in one place. Think about that. Australia can dig it, Chile can dig it, Africa is beginning to dig it, but to become a working battery, that raw rock almost always has to pass through China first. That is the trap. You can own the mine and still not own the metal. China never won the war for the resource. It won the war for the choke point, the one narrow step that everything else has to pass through. For years, none of this seemed to matter. Lithium was cheap. There was a glut, far too much of it. Prices sank so low that projects were frozen, and miners around the world were quietly losing money on every ton. Then, at the end of 2025, the ground shifted. In just weeks, the price of battery-grade lithium nearly doubled as years of oversupply flipped into a coming shortage, up almost 95%. And the countries sitting on the raw metal suddenly noticed exactly what they had been giving away. For years they had shipped out rock and shipped home dependence. In South America's lithium triangle, Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia, governments began treating lithium not as a commodity to sell, but as a national treasure to guard. Indonesia had already written the playbook with nickel. The rule was simple. Stop exporting the raw ore. Force companies to build their factories and refine it at home. Keep the value and the jobs inside your borders. This is resource nationalism, and it's spreading fast. The age of cheap, freely traded raw materials, the world we have lived in for decades, is ending. By 2026, the West was awake and afraid. The United States signed a critical minerals framework with Argentina, reaching for supply chains beyond China's reach. It poured in loans and guarantees. Europe passed sweeping laws demanding homegrown refining and recycling. Billions of dollars almost overnight, chasing one single thing: independence from a single country. But there is one enemy no amount of money can beat quickly: time. A new lithium mine takes, on average, more than 10 years to go from discovery to production. A refinery takes several years more. Plus, the engineers, the hard-won know-how, and the environmental fights nobody wants in their own backyard. You cannot rush a decade. China spent that decade building while the rest of the world looked away. Even in the best case, the West is running a race that started 10 years ago, against a runner already at the finish line. Money can buy mines. It cannot buy back the years. So why should you care about a gray powder in a Chinese drum? Because it quietly touches almost everything you're about to buy, and much of what you already own. Look around the room you are in right now and count the batteries. Every one of them holds a piece of this story inside it. The price of your next electric car, the cost of storing solar power on your own roof, the battery in the phone that's in your hand right now, even indirectly, your electricity bill, as AI data centers quietly compete with you and with entire cities for the very same batteries and the very same overstretched power grid. And on a far bigger board, whoever controls the batteries controls the pace of the entire clean energy transition. Who gets there first? Who gets left behind? And increasingly, the balance of power between nations. We spent a century fighting over oil. The next may be fought over something lighter, quieter, and far less visible. A metal that floats on water, refined in a place most of us will never see. The Lithium War didn't end. Most of us just never knew it began. If this changed how you see the batteries in your pocket, there's a whole hidden world of these fights. Over sand, over chips, over the systems the modern world quietly runs on. We crack one open every week. Subscribe, and you'll never look at ordinary things the same way again.